اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
This is part 2 of Bibi Fatima Alaiha story. The woman continued her story. There was once a king who loved to roam and hunt for fun. One day he ordered his advisor to get ready for hunting. Early the next day, the king's hunters, including his advisors, headed toward the hunting grounds. On that day, the king's daughter insisted to go with her best friend, who was the advisor's daughter. The hunters were beginning to get tired from walking. By this time they had reached a jungle. The order was given to set up camps. The chefs started a barbecue, while the hunters were so tired they even fell asleep outside of their tents. Suddenly, without warning, a violent storm came, and it was ripping everything that came in its path to shreds. Because of the dust, the visibility had become so dim, the hunters could not see the person standing next to them, nor could they see where they were. No one knew where the king's tent was, and so no one was guarding him. As the storm passed, the dust settled. The hunters came together to make sure everyone was safe. But their searches were in vain, for they could not find the king's daughter, nor could they find the advisor's daughter. The king and the advisor joined the search to find their daughters, but they returned unsuccessful. Soon they gave up and everyone returned home. When the rest of the country heard the news, everyone fell into a period of grief. After the king returned, the king from the neighboring country had come to those exact hunting grounds to hunt. While he was hunting, he became very thirsty, and he ordered his advisor to bring him some water. But the water that the group had brought was all gone, so the advisor started looking for water. The advisor began to climb a mountain to see if there was any village nearby. When he reached the top of the mountain, he saw two beautiful girls. These two girls were the king's daughter and the advisor's daughter. During the storm, the two girls had been separated from the group and ended up on the mountain. There they became very worried and started to cry. In their anguish, they fainted. While unconscious, they saw a woman who was covered with veils. The woman told them, "When you awaken, you should take an oath that after you are reunited with your parents, you will read the story of Bibi Fatima salamullah Alaiha." They took the oath while they were still unconscious. When they awoke, they told each other of their dreams and verified their wishes. Then they waited for the mercy of Allah. Soon the girls saw the advisor, who was looking for water. When the advisor saw them, he was amazed. He started asking them questions like, "Who are you, where are you from, and where are your parents, and how did you get here?" The two girls answered the advisor's questions and told him their story. The advisor then rushed to the king and told him what had happened. The king was very impressed and said that if the girls were willing to join the group, then bring them here. The advisor returned to the mountain and asked the girls if they would join their group. The girls agreed, and the advisor took the two back to the king. The king then took them with him to his country. After that, one of the king's spies then told the king that their daughters were found and taken to the neighboring country. The king sent his advisors with many gifts and a letter saying, "O king, our daughters have been found in your country. Please return them to us." The kings received the letter and replied, "Your daughters are safe with us. I would like it if your daughter married my son, and if your advisor's daughter married my advisor's son. That way we will be united and have more wealth." The king hesitated before accepting. So then both girls were returned to their parents in an honorable way. Soon the dates were set, and everyone made preparations for the wedding. The wedding ceremony took place, and the girls headed for their husband's house. The dowry, the little things Mom and Dad give you to take with you after you're married, so you will live life a bit more easily, had been loaded into the carriage, and the girls were ready to leave. But a very expensive bowl was left behind. According to their traditions, the bride was supposed to carry that bowl with her. During the journey, it was evening, so the group settled in a safe place for the night. As the camps were being set up, they began to search for the bowl as well. The advisor sent a soldier to the bride's castle to retrieve the bowl. When the soldier reached the place where the castle was supposed to be, he found nothing. There was nothing but a vast field, and in the middle of the field sat a bowl. There was no castle, no army, and no king. The soldier tried his best to take the bowl, but his attempts were in vain, for there was a black snake inside the bowl that tried to bite him. The soldier returned to camp and told the king what had happened. The king pondered over this for some time before coming to the girls and saying, "I believe that you are witches. I will imprison you for now. Tomorrow you will be executed." After the girls were in prison, they started to cry. "O Lord, what have we done? Yesterday we were married, today we are in prison, tomorrow we will be executed. O Lord, have mercy on us. We do not know what we have done." They cried so much that they fainted. While they were unconscious, they saw that same veiled woman who said, "You had taken an oath to listen to Bibi Fatima salamullah Alaiha's story after you met your parents. Now you will listen to that story. Allah will help you on with the situation on behalf of Bibi Fatima salamullah Alaiha." To this, the girls responded, "We have no money." The woman said, "Yes, you have 2 dirhams in your scarf. You will find a man going behind camp. Ask him and he will bring you some sweets." The girls awoke and found the man. They asked him to bring some sweets, and he brought them. The girls told each other the story and asked for forgiveness on behalf of Bibi Fatima salamullah Alaiha. The next day they finished their prayers, and the executioner came to execute them. Before their execution, the girls asked to see the king. The girls were taken to the king. They said, "Please send another soldier to retrieve the bowl. If you cannot get the bowl, then kill us." The king agreed and once more sent a soldier to the palace. When the soldier came to the palace, he saw that the castle, the king, and all the army had returned. The soldier returned and told the king what had happened. The king came to the girls and asked them to tell their story about what had happened. The girls told the king their entire story, how they took the oath and how they forgot about it after meeting their parents. After listening to the story, their troubles were all gone. The king believed them and was very happy. Finally, everything was at peace again, and the girls went to their husband's house. Once the story finished, the woman with the veils vanished, and the goldsmith went home to her son.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.